Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome to Spoiler Alert. Happy to have everybody here. Do apologize for being a little bit late. We were having some technical difficulties, which seems to keep happening to us. It's happened to us over these past two episodes, excuse me. But alas, we are here. It's time for the show where we may or may not spoil your favorite topic, depending on when you're tuning in. So please listen at your own risk. Either way, here's a spoiler alert to start off your day. Laughter and good times are definitely on the way. Don't forget to hit that follow button on Twitch if you haven't done so already. We air our show live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Also follow us on Twitter and YouTube at Spoiler Alert for You. That's at Spoiler Alert, the number 4 and the letter U. My name is Justin Time, your host, and spoiler alert, Time is not actually my last name, but it would be dope if it was.
What up, everybody? My name is Scanty. Spoiler alert, it's pronounced Scante, not Scanty, even though that's how everybody seems to pronounce it. But real name's Nick.
Around here.
Happy to be here. I don't really have a spoiler alert tonight, but we're just happy that Ryan would grace us with his presence.
Hey man, hold up. It wasn't my fault. I was gonna tell you that right now, big dog. You know what I'm saying? I was on the way, I promise you. I was on the way, dog. Hey man, but without further ado, you know who it is. It's the realest, What's happening? It's your boy Big Black. And just spoiler alert, I'm big and I'm black, you feel me? What's happening? I miss y'all boys, man. What's up?
What's going on? Yeah, Ryan was the one with the technical difficulties. You probably can tell he sounds a little different because he had to log in from his phone because some issues going on with the computer. But my boy is here, so that's all that matters.
Sounds like in the chat, Beast Boy says, I have a spoiler alert for y'all. What you got, Beast Boy?
Go ahead with the spoiler alert. Yeah. How was everybody's weekend? How'd you guys do?
Good, man. Ran that race, 10K.
Oh, yeah, you did do the 10K, man. How was it?
Did you? Yeah, how was it? Did you beat your time or the time that you
barely. Dude, I felt like I was in an episode of the freaking Walking Dead. 38,000 people in that race, all trying to run across this bridge. And literally, I can't get a picture out right now, but I was just weaving through people the whole. It was like fighting a crowd at a concert instead of like actually doing a run. But I mean, I made my time. I finished in under 50 minutes, averaged under an 8-minute pace. So that was a goal. I'm happy about it.
Right. I can only imagine that shit. Like just having to like dodge and like duck and dodge people. Like
I was being rude as fuck, dude.
More energy than running in a straight line, bro.
Yeah, like, I was literally like, you ever seen the meme about the how this is how Nissan Altima drivers drive, and the dude just like weaving in. That was me in that race. I was cutting people off. I was jumping in between them. I don't give a fuck, man. Why are you walking? You're in a running group. There's walking groups. You join the running group and then you walk.
There's probably so many people there that are just there just because it's like a trend. Like everybody wants to do like 5Ks and 10Ks and shit nowadays. And like while you're actually trying to like run and beat your time and stuff. I know there were some people there that were just to socialize because that would be me. I would be there just to socialize. Like I'm not running shit. I'm taking my time. I'm probably not even going to finish. If you ever convince me to go out to one of those things, it will be a social event and not to actually get exercise in and to run the 10K for sure.
There's no convincing. I'm not doing that shit. You ain't gonna convince me to do shit. You want to talk? Call me. Shit.
So, a question for you. I've always wanted to. So, like, where do you park? Do you park at the beginning of the race and then you like walk or run to like the end and then you got to go back, or do you park at the end and then like catch a bus to the front? Like, I'm just curious about that.
It depends on the race. So most races you start and end in the same spot.
Oh, okay.
It's at like a mall or a park or something, so it's like not a big deal. This one, there's so many people that you couldn't even park there. There were like 4 or 5 different shuttle locations around the city of Charleston, and you would park at the shuttle location, and they had like hundreds of buses busing people to the starting line. This was not a loop. This was, you start on, I think it's called Sullivan's Island. It's where we stayed for our boy T-Bell's bachelor party.
Okay.
And we run across the bridge down into Charleston proper, and then there were more shuttles to take you back to wherever you shuttled from.
The big ass bridge that has like the marshes on like the side, left hand and right hand side,
and all the cables, and it's like a big triangle.
Yeah, I was just down in Charleston a month or 2 ago, and we were down there. We went like actually literally drove by the house where we stayed for that bachelor party, so it was just familiar to me. Yeah. Me and the wife went down there for a little while. So
right on, that was a good time. That's the first time I've been to Charleston not to party, I think. Every time I go down to Charleston for a wedding, bachelor party, some kind of party.
Facts. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, sounds like you
Drugs.
had a great weekend getting your 10K in. I felt like I ran a 10K with my mind doing my damn taxes this year. They were overly complicated because they changed like a whole bunch of tax rules. So I was working on that for hours. I know nobody probably wants to hear that. It's probably one of the most boring things to talk about. But I got them done.
Yeah.
We're done with it. Moving on. So that was basically my weekend, though, was doing my taxes and playing video games per the usual.
Congratulations. You're not going to jail.
Right. Not yet, anyways.
Not yet. Yeah.
For right now, right?
Right. Cool.
I tore down the bike.
Okay.
Finally. And one of the seals in the radiator is gone. It's just toast now at this point. I pulled it back in the garage and like put a pan under it, and like the pan was like a good third of the way full of antifreeze. So have at it, man. Order the radiator. It's on the way. It'll be here Friday. I'm excited.
Oh,
Hey, how much that radiator running?
Season.
Let me fucking tell you. So at first I was like, man, I need to find like a OEM radiator, right? Of course, I go to OEMKawasakiParts.com or some shit or another, and I go ahead and like fill out my information because they say, oh, well, you have to see the item in the cart, but the only way you can see the item in the cart is if you go ahead and join. I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah. I joined thinking like, oh man, this can't be that much. 2007 ZX14, like shit, the radiator should be almost free. Tell me why the whole radiator assembly, kid you motherfucking not, $1,100 for an OEM Kawasaki radiator. Kiss my black ass. Like, bro, I was high. I was like, no, I'm not gonna pay $1,100. Went on eBay, that bitch was like 108. Bet, add the cart, add the cart. Go ahead, you need my card information and my card information. It's on the way. Hell yeah. You ain't want to pay. And it's a USA made part. It's made in America. I'm with that shit, man. Send my shit. It's on the way.
Is it used or is it new?
It's new shit. Sure. Ain't gonna buy no used ass radiator.
I mean, I don't know.
Blow to.
I've never bought anything from eBay before, actually. Like, I've never shopped
really?
on eBay before. Yeah, no, never did it.
eBay will catch you some deals, dog.
You know, when like eBay was like bigger than Amazon, like, and everybody was buying shit off eBay, never did it. And then now I get everything I need off Amazon. So yeah, I've actually never bought anything off eBay. Fun little fact there from me. But Ryan, I'm glad you were able to find your radiator at a discounted price. So.
Yeah, I about broke my finger on this fucking table, sitting there getting so fucking excited.
Yeah, I see that.
I was gonna say if you paid $1,100 for your radiator, I was about to be pissed at you because you know what you can buy for $1,100. You know what you can buy for $1,100?
A computer,
a laptop,
a new one,
a pooter.
Oh man!
So in the chat, Beast Boy says Blue Beetle is getting his own movie.
You know what? I'm just gonna put you on the show, bro. Because like you with these spoiler alerts, like we're gonna talk about it. Come on, man. That's what this show is. Thanks for giving us the heads up. We already knew, and we're definitely gonna talk about it here in just a moment, actually. So we appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get started then. We want to go into our first section that everybody's familiar with, spoiled news. I will go ahead and kick it off with topic 1. Hey, guess what, everybody? Spoiler alert, Blue Beetle's getting a movie. The trailer just dropped today. Was super excited to see it. The trailer was actually very, very good. I was impressed. I am holding my breath just a little bit because it is DC, and we know how they do when it comes to their movies, but it did look good. For those of you not familiar, Blue Beetle is a little lesser known superhero in the DC universe. So my man Jaime, and that's how you pronounce his name, Jaime Reyes, he's a Hispanic teenager from Texas who basically binds together with an ancient beetle scarab that gives him alien armor and superpowers. And it essentially is about him, becoming a superhero. So the trailer's out there. I'm going to drop the link in the chat here momentarily. But also,
we just play it?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. We can play it.
Can we play it right now? I cut you off. Absolutely. You were saying something.
No, you're good. I was just going to talk about my next spoiled news, but you're good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Play this trailer right quick.
It's crazy because, basically going to be a DC Beetleborg, right?
Yeah, that's basically what he is, a big bad Beetleborg. You're right. I like that callback. Let me make sure, watch stream.
Yeah, make sure the volume's up.
Yeah. All right, it's on the screen. We're ready to go. Yep, we're ready.
Excuse me, Mr. Reyes? You finished scraping the gum off that lounger or what?
Everything right now feel so out of reach.
You always land on your feet, bro. You're hyena.
Hey, me.
They don't get out much.
I love this actor, by the way. He's one of the main characters in Cobra Kai. He's fantastic.
Oh, he is.
Mm-hmm.
You went in to get us jobs, and all you brought back was a hamburger.
Okay, I don't think it's a burger.
Is that George Lopez?
Yeah, it
Holy
is George
shit.
Lopez. Made the trailer 10 times better.
Look at that beard.
Do that.
I think he likes me.
Oh my God. What is his hair doing, bro?
Host acquired.
Who said that? Okay, it's gonna be okay. Space.
Re-entry systems ready.
Wait, no.
This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want.
What is going on?
Audio's a little low.
Yeah,
It's some kind of world-destroying
I don't
weapon.
know how to turn this shit
It's
up.
designed to protect its host.
This ain't what you want.
Sometimes it does what you want, and sometimes it doesn't.
I think I cut a bus in half.
The scarab chose you, but it belongs to me.
That love you feel for your family makes you weak. The universe has sent you a gift, and you have to figure out what you're gonna do with it.
Whatever you can imagine.
Ryan, I feel like you're going to appreciate this part right here.
Create.
Let's party.
Yo.
Sword, baby.
Nice choice.
That looked like a move straight out of Final Fantasy to me, like with him having the sword like behind his back and shit.
Well, first of all,
Batman stuff. Batman's a fascist.
first of all, it looked almost like a Buster Sword, right? That stance they went to when he threw it over his shoulder is a gunbreaker stance. That shit went hard in a motherfucker, bro.
I told you, wasn't it? I thought the trailer was pretty good.
That shit was sick.
I thought it was
went
good,
hard,
man.
bro.
I thought it was fire. Yeah, I'm excited. A couple of things that I picked up on for the trailer. First and foremost, they got his armor right. Like they did it very well. It looks like it's straight out of like the comics and the animated TV series. I think they picked like a good supporting cast. Of course, you know, everybody loves George Lopez. I love the music too. Like that's a great song. I thought they did a fantastic job with that, like kind of getting you hype. So overall, I was impressed. Like I thought it was a really, really good trailer. So I'm excited for the movie, man. Like really excited.
All right.
Any thoughts, Nick? You're not impressed?
Nick didn't seem too enthused. I liked it, dude.
It doesn't really. It's like, okay, it's another superhero movie. Okay.
I can
I
understand.
don't know.
I can understand that.
I'm lukewarm on it.
I can understand from the perspective of you just being like a person who enjoys the movies. You're not like super
Yeah.
into the comic books or anything. It definitely looks like another. Like one of the first things I thought when I was thinking like, man, if I wasn't like super into this, like, is this like another version of Iron Man? Like, because this suit kind of reminds me a little bit of like Iron Man for sure. So I understand where you're coming from, but I'm a huge Blue Beetle fan. Like I said, he's one of like the lesser known superheroes in the DC universe, or let me not say lesser known, but like, you know, obviously we haven't had like any live action media as it relates to Blue Beetle. So, needless
He's
to
not
say,
in the Justice League, or is he in the Justice?
he is a part of the Justice League at some points,
Oh.
more so associated with like Young Justice, you know, like the teenagers, and that stuff who kind of fight alongside the Justice League. So
Did he show up in Young Justice?
he was in Young Justice. I think
See, I never
like,
got past like what the 6th episode of the first season. So.
Yeah, I think he was in like season 2 or 3, one of those. So. But yeah, that's my first piece of spoiled news. And then secondly, the Marvel's Secret Invasion trailer also dropped. Nick, we don't need to play this one because I feel like it's a little bit more slow for the show. But the best part about this is Nick motherfucking Fury will take center screen in this TV series. So excited to see Sam Jackson back in the MCU. The original storyline for Secret Invasion basically featured the Skrulls, which are shaped shape-shifting aliens that basically took over the places of key figures in human society. My first thoughts on the trailer, it was awesome. The show looks like it's going to be really dark and gritty. And, you know, Sam Jackson won't disappoint, and we know he ain't going to be taking no shit. Honestly, it took me back to 2014. Do you all know what MCU movie came out in 2014? Can you go back that far? Can you think?
I mean, how old was I in 2014? I think I just came up here for
Yeah, me too. Captain America Winter Soldier was the MCU movie that dropped in 2014. There might have been another one, but that was the one that I'm specifically thinking of. Winter Soldier is what I consider one of my top 3 MCU movies. It's still one of my favorites. It holds up very well. And this movie this TV show definitely gives some serious like spy espionage vibes. So I'm super excited. Can't wait for it. So that, you know, those are my 2 pieces of spoiled news. And I'll make sure to drop the links in the chat for anybody who wants to watch the trailers.
All right. You're talking about shape-shifting aliens that take the place of key figures in human society. I'm thinking of just about like those crazy people who think that lizard people exist and live underground and run the world.
Yep, exactly.
Maybe that's where they got this.
We should do a segment on that. We should dive deep into the lizard people, dude, because that shit blows my mind.
Doing like a section of like crazy ass conspiracy theories.
You should. We should have a conspiracy theory section.
That'd go into chemtrails and lizard people and
you
real
look like
Alex Jones.
Not even gonna lie to you.
Well, I look like what?
You look like you do that shit, man. Not even gonna lie to you, man.
All right, Nick, you're up. What's up going on?
I feel like I'm only bringing bad news nowadays, but unfortunately, the famous E3 has been canceled for this year, and basically until further notice. For those of you who aren't video game nerds, E3 was a giant conference that would happen every single year. All the major developers would come, all the major console manufacturers, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, everybody would come and they would reveal like their new hardware. Like if a console was being revealed, it would happen at E3. If there was a AAA title that was getting a sequel, it would happen at E3. They would tease stuff, they would show trailers. It was a big deal. It was basically like anybody who was anybody was at E3. And then obviously with COVID, it shut down and they tried to do a virtual version, didn't really work out. And then as they tried to come back, apparently a lot of major developers and manufacturers are just dropping out and not sticking with it. So they have canceled it until further notice, which is sad because that was like, I don't follow a whole lot of like conferences or trade shows or anything like that, but E3 was a week that I would always just keep an eye on like headlines. They would have schedules for certain, like I would always watch like the Sony, the Microsoft. They would have like just like really, really cool trailers and releases. So a little bit bummed about that. Maybe it could possibly come back in the future, but with the way the world is moving, you know, virtually, there's really no telling. So end of an era again.
I mean, honestly, it reminds me of Blockbuster, right? Like, I mean, and even to the extent of when you think like what killed Blockbuster was like streaming services, right? And now there's more streaming services that you can count. Like, I feel like all of these like game manufacturers and distributors, they're just doing their own thing. Like Sony has its showcase. I'm pretty sure Microsoft has one as well. And I think they kind of view it as like with the virtual age that we live in, they can just live stream, you know, just like we're doing now. They can live stream their own show that is specific to their stuff. It's all of their content. They don't have to worry about sharing the stage with anybody else. You know, so I'm not surprised. I think it probably was on its way downhill in recent years to begin with, and I think COVID just kind of accelerated that because you know they weren't allowed to do it in person. So I'm not surprised. I am upset, but you know some things just don't get with the times, man. So
I mean, you know, like we live in an age where everything's on the fucking internet. Like Google's gonna pop up, it's gonna pop up on Facebook, breaking news, all this shit. So I kind of see it. Like, granted, it was like the SEMA show of video games, right? Like, it's where you show shit off, and then all of a sudden, it's like, you know what? They backed out. They backed out. They backed out. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna cancel it. I don't know, man. It's just it sucks because we grew up on that shit. Like that's what you waited
Right.
for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Game Informer magazine. Like you would wait for that shit to come out. That's when you seen like the games that come up and shit like that. And now look, everything is just like we're just growing old, man. That's all it is, dude. We're getting older and shit's just starting to go away.
Imagine explaining that to kids nowadays. That sounds like such a fucking boomer right now. But like, imagine explaining to a Fortnite kid that like, yeah, we used to go to Best Buy and there were physical magazines on the shelf that you would pick up and read to find out what video games were coming out. Because otherwise you had no fucking way of knowing until they hit the shelf. And then you had no idea if it was any good or not unless you had a friend that had played it.
Hell yeah.
So, Game Informer was, that was so awesome.
You remember...
Go ahead.
Remember the demo disc you used to get for PlayStation?
Yes, the demo disc.
Dude, I had a stack of them.
Hell yeah.
Demo disc was
bro.
lit. I mean, imagine explaining to children now that we used to like wait in line for hours, like for midnight releases for games. Imagine explaining to them like you bought a game and what you got was what you got. There were no fucking updates to like improve the quality. It was just the game you got was what you got. If it was broken, it was broken. Like, I'm sorry. So yeah, times had definitely changed.
And there were a lot of broken games.
A lot of broken games, yeah. And there's still a lot of broken games.
Pop that shit in and play, dude.
Yeah, but but even still, we have the ability to like patch things at our fingertips with these games, and these games are still fucking broken. I'm looking at you, Call of Duty. Nothing's changed, and yet everything stays the same. Cool. All right, Ryan, what's up?
Ooh. And you know what? I ain't even gonna like try some some slick shit. Cause last time I tried some slick shit, Justin was like, "Spring cleaning, head ass." So I'm not even gonna do it, man. I'm just gonna ask. Y'all like cup noodles?
Like what? Wait. Okay, no, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Yes, I'm just gonna answer the question. Yes, I like. If you're talking about ramen, like cups of ramen, yes, I like cup. I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm gonna let you get to your point. But yes, I like cups of ramen. I'm gonna let you get to your point because you might have something like really thoughtful to say. So go ahead.
All right, man. Hey, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna say it. Cup noodles has a breakfast flavor now.
What do you mean? Breakfast isn't a flavor.
Man, I can't win with neither one of you bitches.
What, they already have lunch and dinner flavor too? They got an afternoon tea flavor?
No, man.
You got a brunch one for the weekend? What is breakfast flavor?
You know what? Just Google it, bro. The bitch got maple syrup, sausage, and egg flavored fucking ramen, dog.
My man said breakfast flavored. Like, what is that, sir?
You, man. I hate both of y'all. Why do I do the show with you motherfuckers, man? I hate y'all, dog.
So they took like a bunch of breakfast food, like blended it together, and that's like breakfast flavored ramen.
Fucking Google it, bro. They made a powder. They threw it over the fucking
Nick, please Google this like right now. Like I gotta see like what this looks like. Yeah. I'm just confused. Like I really thought I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, Ryan. I was like, somehow in here he's gonna tie ramen to like a life lesson that we need to like learn. But no, you're literally talking about the food, and they have a breakfast version of this now. Did you find it?
No, they got a flavor though.
I mean, I Google it and it comes up.
Breakfast ramen. And what flavor? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I gotta try it.
I kind of do too. I bet you it'd be at the Asian food store down the road.
Yes.
Ramen noodles and sauce. Look, okay, artificially flavored as maple syrup, pancakes, sausage, and egg. How the fuck? Wait. Hold on, I'm not sharing. I'm sorry. I thought I was sharing.
We're good. Yeah, all right. There it is.
What the fuck?
I told you, man.
Eggs,
all
pancakes,
of those flavors.
sausage, breakfast flavored, like you said. I want some. I'm not gonna lie. It says they're out of stock. Clearly, everybody's been ordering.
Everybody wants the shit, dog.
I wonder if they're good.
I'm telling you, like I don't know. So I'm with it and I'm against it because like ever since I've gotten like of age, without saying that I'm old, basically, I've tried like a whole bunch of ramen.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know this guy's opinion because he is not the target demographic for this. So if he tells me something, it's gonna be.
Oh my god!
Breakfast ramen. Wow, that is a That is a new one. I have a question for you. How the fuck did you hear about this? Like,
Yeah,
where
seriously.
do you go for your news information, sir?
So let me tell you. I put it to you like this. I thought it was an April Fool's. I saw it and I was like, "There's no way in hell, right?" Because
Right.
it was like the 29th or the 30th or some shit, and I was like, "What?" And I thought it was like April Fool's until I realized it wasn't April 1st. And I looked it up, bro, and it's a thing. And they have it at Walmart. They have it at Asian food markets, and I'm like,
Dude, you have to try some on stream. You need to get some
Facts.
and do like a live taste test.
I'll do
listen,
it.
man, listen. I
I
have
would
been
try it.
described as a human garbage disposal multiple times by a certain somebody. This is one thing I probably would not try.
Bro, this
Really?
isn't that bad.
Dude,
There's nothing that's appealing about this.
You
man.
wouldn't
know
try
it.
it?
You know it.
You wouldn't try it? Just like you don't have to eat the whole thing. You just have to try it.
So first of all, have you ever looked at like the sodium content of like cup noodles and shit?
I
You don't have to
typically
eat the whole thing.
So
what I'm
already know
saying
how bad it
is it like going to switch to like a sugar content? Because I'm diabeticals. You know what I'm saying? I can't eat sugar and shit. So like if they put like a whole bunch of sugar in it because it needs to taste a little bit like maple syrup, I'm gonna die. Like
I don't think one bite is gonna kill you, but I appreciate you taking concern over.
Well, first of all, I ain't gonna spend $1.19 on one fucking bite. First and foremost, I'm not doing
it's
that.
$1.
The fuck I look like? The fuck I look like?
Okay.
If you buy, I'll eat it if you buy it.
Well, that means I'm wasting $1.19. Why would I want to do that?
Why don't we?
You want to watch me eat it?
Why don't we just buy one cup and then we all like share it? Like we could just split it up a little bit and then we each have a bite or two and then we talk about what it tastes like.
How are we gonna split the juice?
I mean, honestly,
we just gonna
it is.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll figure it out.
Thank you for sharing.
It does look appealing.
Thank you for sharing, Ryan. So the first time you had a crazy topic, we gave you a hard time. This time we gave you the benefit of the doubt, and we should have gave you a hard time for this one versus the other one. But that's neither here nor there. That is our spoiled news for today. F. Holt says nasty. So clearly she's not a fan of the breakfast ramen, but I would try it. I'll try anything once. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Despair has a good question though. What are some examples of old school broken games?
Old school broken games.
I'll tell you something that would be patched out right now.
Okay.
What was the? Well, actually, two come to mind. Skyrim. Skyrim was buggy as hell, and that game came out on 360, and there were no patches at that point. That game was amazing. I probably put more hours in that game than I have just about any other. It's at least in the top 3.
Yep.
There's so many fucking bugs in that game. But what was Oddball in GoldenEye? The short guy?
Yeah. I mean, I played GoldenEye, but I don't remember exactly.
It was basically like cheating if you played Oddball because he was half the height of all the other characters.
Yes.
So you would just go around and just like wreck with him. He would probably be passed out. I don't know if I go so far as to call it broken, but they would nerf him.
Yeah, I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'll have to like dive into the depths of my memory of video games to figure it out. But there definitely are some out there. But it's a love-hate relationship. Ape Escape.
Fuck that game.
Dude, I went back and tried to play that like recently, actually, because it's on PlayStation now, and it did not age well. I mean, it was a difficult fucking game back in the day, but like I tried to go play this shit now, and I was like, absolutely not. I'm not doing this. I'm not wasting my time trying to break my freaking joysticks.
Well, like freaking Lion King.
Like, Lion King.
Oh no. That game wasn't broken. That game was just fucking hard.
It was just hard.
Difficult.
It had to be a masochist. That was like our generation's Dark Souls. Was the Lion King and the Aladdin games.
For sure.
110%.
For sure. They actually recently remade the Lion King game. Like, I mean, it was just like remastered. And they came out, I think it was on the PS4 era. So yeah. But I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with patches though, because at the end of the day, like, if something was broken in an old game, at least you knew it and it was just kind of like you dealt with it. But now something will be broken and then they'll come out with a patch to fix it and they'll just break something else. So there's always something going on. So it is what it is. But that covers our spoiled news for the day. Appreciate you guys sharing. So we're going to move into, our usual segments where we're going to talk about our favorite topics. And so we're going to switch it up a little bit. I usually start, but we are now moving into the month of April, and we're going to switch it up just a little bit. So Ryan is actually going to start us off with his topic today. So Ryan, looking forward to what you got to talk about, big dog. What's up?
I cannot wait.
You can't wait for this. I ain't
can't
even
wait
gonna
to
say
hear what
nothing
you
dumb.
come
I'm
up
just
with.
gonna go off on my little rant, bro. Chicken wings are fucking Hey, yo.
Okay.
Nah, hey, why
This
not do
man.
the show with y'all?
Y'all.
Man? Y'all ain't supportive worth
This
shit.
man.
Dog.
So
Just
wait,
support me, dog.
wait for a second. I just have to ask a question.
Go ahead.
So your spoiled news was about ramen,
Yes.
and now you're telling me your main topic is about chicken wings?
Hey, bro, you gonna sit and listen? What you gonna do, dog?
Yeah, I'm gonna
this
sit
could
and
be a
listen.
quick
I'm
segment.
sorry.
This could be a real segment. What you want,
Look, I'll
dog?
just shut up.
Go
and
ahead,
get
bro.
over with.
Go ahead.
Hey,
I'm interested to hear
Chicken
what you have to
wings,
say.
bro.
Okay.
Chicken wings are expensive. I'm telling you, dog. Like now they're going on a little decline. But let me talk to you about some chicken wings, dog. You wanna know why I want to talk to you about some chicken wings?
Why?
Because restaurants, for some odd reason, what so motherfucking ever. Excuse my French. I'm so sorry. My mama will be so disappointed. But listen, I hold chicken wings dear to my heart. If there's one of my favorite foods besides Chinese, chicken wings, dog. I'm telling you right damn now. And unfortunately, restaurants think they can play people, man. And I don't get it. I don't understand. Like restaurants will take a wing, right? Split them in half and sell them as two wings. Who does that? Right? I just don't understand that. Who does this shit? I gotta know, right?
Drug dealers.
I will get.
They cutting the product.
They cutting
They
it. yeah.
cut the product, dog. You're right.
They cutting the product.
But anyway, yeah, man. Like restaurants, for some odd reason whatsoever, man, they've gone up on the chicken wings, dog. And some of them are starting to go on a decline. But for some odd reason, at the beginning of the last year, chicken wings was priced as high as they've ever been. You know how like you can go to like a steakhouse or whatnot, and you ask for like the steak, and it just says market value.
Mm-hmm. That's what
I
chicken
saw
wings
restaurants
are.
doing that.
For wings?
I'm not playing with you. For wings, like
No
for
shit,
example, if you
bro.
go down to Da Vinci's down the street from me, right? Love Da Vinci's, by the way. They have a hell of a Philly steak. They have on their board, as soon as you walk in there, chicken wings, 8-count, market price.
Really?
Bitch, what the fuck is market? Yes, what is market price, bro? I gotta know.
For
Like,
chicken?
what is market price for
Market
chicken
price
wings?
is like you see it like seafood restaurants for the catch of
Yeah.
the day, and like you said, like steakhouses for a nice steak. And now
Chicken wings.
Chicken
Wings, man. Chicken wings.
All I know is when y'all came over a few weeks ago and we had that cookout and you got those wings from Bonchon,
They were,
and they were all tiny, that
trash.
damn near ruined the whole cookout.
Trash.
Everybody
It
was
did.
upset.
It did. We should have
Trash.
just grilled our own wings. Like I don't. We were being lazy. Next time we will definitely. Do that.
You. I told
Yeah.
you
Okay.
to
Fine.
grill
I was
wings, and
being
you're
lazy.
like, "No, I don't feel
Ryan
like
was
doing
being
that."
lazy. I was being lazy. So that's fine.
Hey, hold up. Now don't bring me into it.
You were supposed to fry some fish. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. I was supposed to cook the
We
chicken.
getting
You were
there.
supposed to
We
fry
getting
some
there. We
fish.
getting
Yeah.
there, right?
All right.
So let me tell you.
Anyways,
Anyway,
market price on
so yeah.
chicken wings. I didn't know that was a thing. That's like mind blowing to me, honestly.
It was, and here's the thing. I googled it today because I was like just curious. Because like the other week I had a Philly sandwich from Da Vinci's, and I was about to get some wings, but I was afraid to ask them what market value was because I didn't want to sound broke when I asked the person at the front, "Hey man, what's market value of your wings right now?" You know what I'm saying? Because it would have been high. It would have been like, "Fuck y'all, I'm not gonna eat them shits, dog." But in the size, you know what I'm saying? You know the saying size matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We ain't talking about one thing. We talking about the other. We talking about chicken wings, man. Y'all ever order chicken wings like when we ordered Bonchon, and for some odd reason they're like this small?
Yeah.
They do that now, man, and that's what I was afraid of. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing was, you know, Lupe said it the best. You know, the steroids and the chicken is the cause of the thickening in young women. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: if you get a chicken wing and it's too big, you don't want to eat it. You know what I'm saying?
A Mondo
I'm
chicken
tired of
wing.
y'all laughing at me, man. I'm trying to put y'all on game for $9.99. I'm just telling you.
No, keep going.
I'm gonna keep going, man. I'm just saying, dog. All I'm saying is you gotta have the perfect size chicken wing for the perfect price. And let me tell you, I found that restaurant, man. And it's here in Charlotte. It's called BBQ Chicken. It's not barbecue chicken. It's BBQ Chicken. Here's the thing about it. It took me 38 minutes to get to this spot because I'm on the top end and I had to go all the way to Arboretum. But when I tell you them chicken wings are the new Bonchon chicken wings, dog, I'm not playing with you, dog. I'm not playing with you. I'm telling you the crispiness. And here's the thing about it. Korean fried chicken wings are great. They're just the best chicken wings you can ever have.
Koreans know how to
You
fry
can't go
some
to
wings,
Chex.
bro.
I don't know about
You
the
can't go to
best
none of
chicken
that,
wings you can
man.
ever have. They're up there, but a
No,
black
they are
grandma,
great.
a
When
black
you try
grandma will
these
fry the
wings-
shit out of some chicken wings. Okay.
Listen, when you try these wings,
Y'all
they're gonna
took
be
me to,
phenomenal, man.
Y'all took me to Ho Ho Cherry House for the
Well,
wings.
you do know, like they say, like there are Asian people who credit like black like individuals for teaching them how to fry
Yes.
chicken. So
I told my pops that he thought I was lying. He said, "Don't believe everything on the internet."
I think Despair may want to throw some hands with you over that.
I mean, this is what I've heard. So I do
No,
put
either way.
I do put Korean
top
chicken
white
like
people.
up there though. Yeah. Never mind. I was about to say something. I was about to say something really bad. But I'm not gonna say it.
I heard it. I heard you really. I heard it coming. Dog.
Woo!
I've heard that
Caught
before.
myself.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, Ho Ho
Anyway, man,
Cherry
that's my
House.
little rant for the day, man. I
Okay.
just thought about it because it was the market value. The market value thing is what got me. And I
That
actually
blows
looked
my
it up,
mind for
and
sure. I didn't
was
know that
crazy,
you could
man.
market value
That's
chicken
the
wings.
first.
So yeah,
Yes.
that's yeah. I like places like you said, Ryan, that give you like a whole chicken wing. Like, don't give me
Yes.
half. Like, you talk about like flats and versus like drums, and then like the actual like wings themselves. Like, I want a whole chicken wing. Like, and like give me what I pay for. So I'm with you on that.
You remember on Market Street, back in Greensboro, they used to have this place called Minji's. You remember?
Oh yeah,
Minji's?
Minge, not Minge, Minge.
Minge. Okay, Minge.
Yeah.
Still.
Dude, Minge could not stay open because it was black owned, and those people were. I could go on a rant about Minge, but I'm not gonna do it. But man, it was just like, who was running your business, bro? They was always out of some shit, dog. They was always out of chicken. They was always out of sauce. They was always out of
Always,
tea.
dog.
It's like, bro, you know who your market is. Like, how you gonna be a chicken
Literally.
restaurant and you run out of chicken? Like, what?
Now, boy, they closed down early. I remember they closed down early one day because they ran out of chicken. I don't
Yeah, exactly.
understand.
I'm not
I
lying.
was like, how?
I'm not lying. Like, they're always running out of chicken. It makes whoever was ordering like their food just was not good at it. Well, thank you for that. I mean, that actually ended up being like pretty informative. I did not know that there was like market price chicken out there. So, and I'm gonna have to try BBQ chicken because I love a chicken wing too. It's probably like my favorite thing to eat. So, we appreciate you sharing. Looks like we got some people in the chat. Confirmed, Nick. It says, I've also read that Koreans learned fried chicken from the American Army, Black Americans. I have heard this as well, and that's what I meant. They said they learned from the best. That's right. Just uplifting each other. I appreciate that. Flats versus drums. Which one you choosing? Flats for the win. I'm a drum guy. Like, cause flats, I feel like you have to eat them with two hands. So like a drum, I can have it in one hand and I can do something with my free hand. Just me personally. But at the end of the day, if you put a whole plate of flats in front of me, I'm gonna tear them shits up. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
I do flats. More bang.
Flats.
for
Most
your
people
buck.
are flats. Most
Get
people are
more
flat
meat.
people. Yeah.
Also, you gonna skip over Beast Boys Good Burger reference here?
Dude, I said that. I said Mondo chicken. Did you guys not
Oh,
hear
you
me?
did?
Yeah.
No, your mic was doing the cutting out thing.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah, no,
missed
I
it.
said Mondo chicken. But yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. It literally made me think of the last conversation we had. Like,
We'll
them
be
dropping the
like a
hormones.
black Kurt.
A black. Dude, I gotta watch Good Burger soon, man. That movie is too funny, bro. Too funny. All right, Ryan. Well, we appreciate you sharing, keeping us up to date on all things related to chicken and ramen noodles. Maybe that's just your thing, bro. Maybe you should just like have a food segment that you talk about.
Oh, I'm not playing. I need to start my own, dog. Reviewing food. I'm excited.
Exactly. Cool. All right, well, appreciate that. Well, I am up, and I want to talk to everyone about a old, or should I say a new game that is out. So Resident Evil 4. For those of you that don't know, the original Resident Evil 4 came out in 2005, I believe was the date, give or take a year, for my memory. But it was considered iconic. It was one of the best games of the Resident Evil franchise. Recently, they have been going back and remaking the Resident Evil games. And we've talked about remakes before. We're not talking about where they just go remaster it, update the graphics, and basically port it to the new system. We're talking about where they literally break the game down at a foundational level and build it back up and keep most of the things the same, but then they just throw in enough, to keep it fresh and to make it new. I am about 65 to 70% through the Resident Evil 4 remake. And this might damn near be a masterpiece, honestly. Like, it has been an amazing game. It's been a ton of fun. It's like playing it for the first time and remembering that nostalgia, but also playing like a brand new game at the same time. So I'm going to do some quick hits on some ratings for the game. So first, we're going to start off with the story and the plot. I have to give it an A+. The game doesn't deviate much from the original plot from the game in 2005, but there are some small nuanced changes that still make the game feel fresh. Like I said, it's almost like giving you that nostalgia feel, but then every now and then something happens where you're like, oh, I don't actually remember that from the old game, and it kind of keeps it in fresh perspective. So overall, I feel like they did a really, really good job with capturing the essence of the original plot of the game, and really doing a good job of keeping that tight and keeping that fresh. So overall, for the story and the plot, I give it an A+. For the action in the game and the actual gameplay, I give it an A. While they made the mechanics a lot smoother in this one, there's something that just really, really bugs me. The way Leon walks and the way he runs in this game, Leon's the main character for those of you that don't know, it still feels very choppy. Like, I don't know, it feels almost like it was back in 2005, and I expected it to be smoother. And it's just kind of annoying. It's not something, again, that, keep it from being an amazing game. But I do feel like they could have done a better job with that. But outside of that, they have made some serious enhancements to the game. But then I feel like in other places, they made it harder to compensate for that. So, for example, in the original, one of the big things about the game was you couldn't move and shoot at the same time. You literally would have to stop, aim, and shoot. In this one, you can move while you're aiming and shooting. But I feel like they send so many goddamn enemies at you that it doesn't even matter. So it's almost like they were like, well, we're going to give you this additional flexibility to be able to maneuver around the map and do the things that you need to do, but we're also going to make it 10 times harder for you to do that. So, like I said, I feel like they did a really good job balancing it out. I originally tried to play the game on hardcore, on the hardest difficulty. That did not last long because those zombies were absolutely kicking my ass. So I had to lower the difficulty so that I could actually play through it. And so overall, I'm really going to give it an A+. There are talks out there that it may be Game of the Year worthy, but it's still a little early to tell. I mean, we're only in April. There are a ton of great games that are going to be coming out this year. I doubt a remake will get Game of the Year, but I did want to get your overall thoughts and opinions, Nick and Ryan, on this. Like, do you think a remake could win? And do you think, honestly, it should win Game of the Year? If it was nominated, should it win, considering it's just a remake of a game that came out, over 15 years ago? So curious as you guys' thoughts on that.
Let me go ahead and answer that right now. Remake of the year, yes. Game of the year, no.
Okay.
I feel like Game of the Year deserves an original title. You know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be something that was originally captured and then put out. I can't see a remake because, I mean, think about it. It's the same story, and there's more to a Game of the Year besides it's a masterpiece. Like, we've already seen the story. We know the story. We know what's going to happen. There's nothing new about it. Remake of the year, sure, but it does not deserve Game of the Year. I don't think so.
Okay. I think that's a fair point. Nick, I'm curious on your thoughts on that.
So I'm going to get a little bit philosophical with this because I think it begs the question of where is the line between a remake and a new game? Because when they started out with remakes, like you said, it started out just porting the games to the new console, and they didn't really do anything. And then they started updating the graphics, and then they started remastering it from the ground up. And now with this one, they're changing the gameplay mechanics. And then when we get onto the conversation of Call of Duty, when they're literally calling the games Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, but those are completely different games. They're just reusing the title. Like where is the line? Like, where is it still the same game, and when is it not? I guess the answer to that would be if the story is the same, it's the same game. But then, if you're rebuilding it from the ground up, I don't know. It's an interesting discussion we could spend more time on. But I think that in this one, since they fundamentally changed so much about it, because I was watching Default Dude stream it the other day, and I was like, this is not the game that I remember. And they're like, oh yeah, I totally changed it. I think it could be eligible for its own title of just Game of the Year. Why not? But it's fundamentally different than the game that you played before, just because it's telling the same story. I don't know.
Yeah.
Food for thought.
Good points. We're two people on different ends of the spectrum. And I feel like I'm dead in the middle. If honestly they were and I say they as whoever the arbitrary they is, but if they were hey, remakes can't be game of the year, I get it. Like, I'm totally fine with it. Not gonna argue with you. But if they're like, yeah, it can be nominated, then that's fine for me too. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. Ryan, I think we lost video on you for a second.
Did he come back? There
Yep. There you are. Cool. Yeah, so we'll see. Like I said, there are a ton of great games still coming out this year. So who knows if it'll even be in the conversation. But I will be interested as we get towards the end of the year, if it's still up there as one of the best games of the year and what people say in terms of the nominations for Game of the Year. Obviously, we will definitely be talking about games of the year and all that good stuff. For this game. I'm just gonna have to take a note. I love how before the show started, did I or did I not ask Ryan if he needed his charger
Hey man,
for
look,
his phone?
my phone started dying a little bit quicker than what the fuck it did.
I literally asked you before the show.
Ass.
I literally asked you.
He got mad at you for it.
Exactly.
Listen, man.
Yeah, my phone's got charged.
It was, man.
I got
I
an iPhone 12.
I was panicking, bro, because the 95 Honda Accord wanted to take a shit all of a sudden, bro. I was panicking, bro.
Hey, how much you pay for that?
Exactly.
How much you pay for that
That's
Accord?
what I'm saying. And my point
Get
is,
what you pay
I'm
for,
trying to
dog.
make the
You get what
best
you
of
pay
it,
for.
And y'all are shitting on me. And it's like, man, you know what,
Look,
man?
that's the last time I let you borrow
dog.
something. Don't ask me or mine for nothing.
For nothing. Oh man. All right, what's going on in the chat? Let's see here. How many times have you gotten jump scared? Honestly, once. It happened once. Because I mean, again, it's still the same game in terms of like I kind of know what's coming. They've surprised me in some areas, but in terms of like getting jump scared, it's only happened to me once. Let's see what else. Bro has been streaming this. He seems to be having fun with it. I haven't personally streamed it, but I think you may be talking about Corey.
No, she's talking about her brother.
Oh, her brother. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are talking about how great it is. Again, it's in the Game of the Year conversation already, and we're only in April. So I think that just goes to show, like people really, really love this game, and I've definitely enjoyed it. So,
Justin, what did you think about the graphics? Did you talk about the graphics?
I mean, I think they're great. Like it looks amazing on, the OLED in 4K. Something weird. I don't know if it's my game, but like, it's almost like the colors at the bottom of the screen act kind of funky. It looks like little fireworks.
It's not. Yeah,
do you know what that is?
It's not just you. It's
not
everybody.
Just me. Okay.
Yeah, it's the HDR.
I figured that's what it
HDR
was.
apparently had an issue with it.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's not enough to really bother me, honestly, because it's literally right there at the bottom. But other than that, yeah, I mean, the graphics are awesome, amazing, exactly what I expected. So, cool.
Right on.
All right, well, that's it for me.
There's a VR Resident Evil 2. Which one was it? Was it also
4? But it was the old
4?
version of 4. Yeah.
Yeah. I played around on that a little bit. You can get it on the Oculus Quest. It was fun.
Yeah, I do think they are talking about making a VR version of this. And speaking of VR, PlayStation just dropped its new VR headset, the PlayStation VR 2, and it is not selling well at all. Surprise, surprise, considering it costs more than a PlayStation 5, but we're not gonna, and you still need a PlayStation 5 to play the PSVR 2. Surprise,
To be
surprise.
fair,
there.
I think it is worth it for what you get. I'm not going to dive into this again because I spent time on it. I think it's worth it for what you get. It has an OLED display, 4K graphics. Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, like you said, you have to have a PlayStation. You can only play PlayStation games, and it costs more than the console.
Yeah.
People aren't going to fucking buy that.
Facts.
No, not at all.
Facts. Yep.
All right. So for my segment, I will give y'all the choice since we are a little bit short on time here.
Okay.
You want to play with Chat GPT, or do you want me to review the Creed movies because I just finished the other two?
It's up to you, man. I mean, you wanted to talk about the Chat GPT stuff last time, so I say go for it.
All right.
I go for it, man.
All right. So for those of y'all who don't know, and the screen just went darker on my face, I know because I switched to the dark theme in my browser. But Chat GPT is a new generation AI. It is a learning AI, and it is open source. And what that means is it's a piece of software that these people have come up with, they've developed, and they are opening it up to the public. It is free to use. You can sign up for an account. It takes 2 seconds. And the more people use it, the more it learns. And so what it is doing is it's getting to the point where it's creepy. People are using it to write college papers. People are using it to write code and like using it for their jobs to write code instead of them writing code. Like it is getting creepy good. As an example of this, so let's say I was playing around with it earlier while y'all were talking about chicken wings, right? Let's say I
Okay.
wanted to write a research paper on chicken wings, flats versus drums.
All right,
Check
hold
this
on,
out.
Let me.
All I said
If
to
this
it
works,
was,
I'm gonna be pissed.
Okay.
I said chicken wings, flats, or drums. It says, as an AI language model, I don't have a personal preference, but I can provide you information. Chicken wing flats are the two pieces of the wing that are flat and have two bones. They are often preferred by people who like crispy skin because they have more surface area for breading or seasoning. They are also easier to eat because they can be held with one hand. Chicken wing drums are the other two pieces of the wing. It goes on and
Wait,
on.
hold
and
on, no.
That's
Read
why
the,
chicken
wait,
wings are
wait.
expensive.
Read the, because you talked about why people like flats. I want to know why people like drums. They are often preferred by
Bitch,
people.
I know you lying. That's
Preferred
what
by
I wanna
people
know.
who
I
like
wanna know why the fuck this
meaty
motherfucker
bites.
writing this shit.
Yeah.
Because they have more meat than flats. They are also easier to eat with a dipping sauce because they have a handle to hold on to.
My man. This is, you know what's crazy? In the chicken wing flats versus drums war, nobody's ever explained it like this. Nobody said like, "Oh, there's more surface
And
area."
that was perfect, dog, wasn't it?
And this shit was like really philosophical. I was like, "Yeah, that makes a lot of sense." And then it
Yeah.
went to the drums. I was like, "Yeah, that does make a lot of sense." So that is.
So let's ask
yeah.
you
Rethink
something
drums.
more complicated. Like what's
Okay.
what's like a question that you have, and it can't be opinion based. Remember, this is an AI, so it can't have an opinion.
Okay. Chad, if you have any
go,
questions,
'cause I'm not
no,
even
I'm
gonna
thinking,
hold you. I'm
but
scared.
also Chad, if you have any questions too,
Yeah, chat as well. Throw us some ideas.
ask it.
So and
Dude, that's scary.
okay,
go ahead.
Ask it why the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. See if it what reasoning it gives for that, and put like in
This is
2022.
scary.
Specifically, put what?
2022 because or 2023. Whenever what was it? It was 2023, right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Look how fast this typing, bro.
Yeah, dude. How quick is that? How
okay,
crazy
sorry.
is that?
So then you need to ask for 2022 then.
What was the number? What Super Bowl was it?
56, right?
57, I think, because
50,
Super Bowl 50 was 25th, the
Hold on,
2015
we
season
can
when
check.
Carolina went.
we can check most
Oh wait, no, it must have been 56. Okay,
recent
stop.
Super Bowl. Hold on, I got it. Most recent Super Bowl. Of course it doesn't. LVII. So what is that? Jesus Christ, this thing's smarter than me.
It has to be 57. That's 57.
I'm just gonna say 2022. Let's see if that one.
Yeah. Oh my God.
All right. Let's do something else.
Shit, just ask why did the Carolina Panthers lose Super Bowl 50? Like, that's already happened.
Let's see what it gives us. It was 57 was the most recent Super Bowl.
There were several factors that contributed to their loss.
What? The Broncos defense. The Broncos had one of the best defenses in the league that season. They sacked him 6 times. How is it doing this shit
4
so damn
turnovers,
fast?
which led to 10 points. Dude, this is spitting facts like fucking Joe Buck over here. Look at this, dude.
Scary, dog.
Lack
of offensive production. The Panthers
Yeah.
were the highest scoring team in the NFL that season, but they were held to just 10 points in the Super Bowl. They were unable to convert on several key third down. Dude, Joe Buck is out of a job. This is crazy.
No, literally, dog.
Roxy J15 said, see if it will type something about Dreamville 2023, because that just happened this weekend.
What is
it
Dreamville
did.
2023?
Dreamville is J. Cole's like a festival, music festival.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess if
Okay.
you depending on the year, it looks like if you type anything in 2023,
Yeah. Some of the year stuff, it gets a little funky.
Yeah.
So let me see if this spurs anything for anybody. And I still want people in chat to throw something out there. My whole inspiration for this bit was 2 weeks ago. I rewatched that movie Ex Machina. Have you seen that?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that was actually a really good movie.
Oh,
that was a really good,
incredible movie, dude.
Yeah.
So good.
Yes.
I forgot how good it was. And that's what inspired me to do this bit here. So the whole premise of that movie is he's testing this AI against a person that he brings in to see if the AI will not only have like be self-aware and can convince this person that she is like in danger and that she is in love with him, and convince him to turn against his employer and his boss. And it's basically an extension of the Turing test, which is a test.
Okay, I have another question. I have a couple questions actually.
Go for it. Go.
First
go.
one: ask it who would win in a fight between Goku and Superman?
Ooh.
Oh, and if that bitch says Superman, it's fake. Justin's running.
Wow.
All right, hey, ultimately the outcome of the fight between Goku and Superman would depend on how the writer or creator of the story chooses to portray the characters and their abilities. So this is our litmus test.
I love
right?
how it does not choose a side. It literally
this
walks
is our
the
litmus test. We know that it has gained like artificial intelligence and we need to run for cover when it actually gives us an answer and it gives us an opinion, because it shouldn't give opinion, right?
Yep.
But once it gives us an opinion, then okay. You were talking earlier about paper, so ask it to write a quick summary paper on Wuthering Heights, because everybody had to read that fucking trash ass book. Excuse me if you're a literature fan, but I remember everybody had to read that shit in high school, and we had to delve into all of the symbolism of them looking through the broken window and all of that. Nobody give a fuck about this shit. So I want them to write me an essay on Wuthering Heights that I would have had to write in high school.
Is it Wuthering Heights or what? I didn't read this one.
I thought it was Wuthering, like hold on, I got you. I might,
It's a
W-U-T-H-E-R-I-N-G Heights.
Wait, I don't want to like do a crazy
one. 500.
What's
just
like
250?
250?
Yeah, 250.
Okay.
Dude, if this existed when we were freaking kids,
can
bro,
you imagine?
I would have been valedictorian.
Because we had fucking smart notes, bro.
Right. Well, see, here's the thing. What about in 50 years when you go to the doctor because you got cancer or you need to like get something done and your doctor passed medical school by using fucking Chat GPT? The novel is known for its intense and tumultuous love story between Catherine and Heathcliff, which is characterized by passion, violence, and a sense of destiny. Catherine, the daughter of the... I mean, this is crazy.
Okay.
You never read the book, Nick?
No, I don't.
Really? I thought that was like a thing. Okay, I got another one for it. I got another one for it.
I want to do it.
Okay, all right. Do we have anything in the chat?
This will be the real test here.
Roxy said trash book. Exactly. It was so trash. Give me a brief history of what is it, Andrew?
No. I'm shamed. Suki will know. Suki in the chat will know what I was referring to here. Andruil is the sword that Aragorn wields in Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
But apparently it's also a character from Dragon Age, which 5 a.m. You see him in the chat here, my little brother, big Dragon Age fan.
Okay. You were talking about you were talking about like doctors and shit. So, ask it like what you should do to like cure a common cold, or just tell it like, I have a cough.
I've got one.
Yeah. Okay.
Despair cut the shit out of her finger last night.
Okay.
And we were wondering if we'd have to go to the ER for stitches. Tell me how to stitch a bad cut. It's already covering its ass. It's human.
Did it just backspace? I think it did.
I think it's just like formatting itself.
And there are the steps.
It's just 7 steps on how to make a stitch. That's crazy, dog.
Yeah. So
Ask it to explain like I don't know, what's a crazy like explain the Pythagorean theorem.
oh, it's
No.
easy, bro. It'll get that one easy.
I'm just
Give me
trying to
something-
throw
let's explain the trolley analogy
Oh, this is good.
or trolley problem.
Yeah.
Dude, the fact that it can recognize what I'm typing and I'm not like using punctuation, like not formatting things specifically.
This is some iRobot type shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, or becoming human or something like that. Like, this is crazy, dude.
Ask it a question about itself. Like ask it like, hey, Chat GPT, can you feel pain? Or like, do you love?
Ooh. Or any other physical sensations. I'm gonna purposefully type it bad and see.
Ask it, does it have the potential to ask it, does it have the potential to gain consciousness? I could play around with this shit all day, but this
You're
will
gonna make me
probably
spell consciousness.
Yeah, it's right there. It's up above it. It's up above it.
COU.
No, it's literally on the
SCIOU.
it's on the screen.
Yes.
Oh. I don't know why. That's one of those words. Every time I come across it, I just go full Evan, dude. My brain just shuts down.
She paused there for a second.
Yeah. While some researchers and experts in the field of artificial intelligence believe that it may be possible to create machines with consciousness in the future, it is currently a topic of much debate and it's difficult to say. It's difficult to say. Sounded like a politician.
Okay.
Suki says, best way to hide a body. Ooh, this will be fun.
Oh, that's a good
Ooh.
one. That's a good one.
Hey,
Suki,
whoa,
Suki,
hey,
what,
before you do this,
Suki, what do you got
Yo,
you
going
might
on?
want to you might want to scramble your IP address.
That's not that serious.
No, dude, I'm not worried about it. Let's see.
You should say hypothetically speaking. Hypothetically speaking.
I ain't thought about it.
It is.
Oh man.
Oh, that's funny.
That's funny. All right,
Somebody
well,
go to police.
I'm gonna have to keep this in mind when I go to work tomorrow. If I need like a problem or some shit solved, I might have to.
Y'all, I bet you it could probably also do. There used to be this website we used in my college calculus class. It was called Wolfram Alpha. It's basically like a Google for math. You could type in like any complex equation into it, and it would solve it for you. It'd give you graphs. It'd spit out bell curves, all kinds of crazy stuff. And I bet you could do similar stuff here.
I'm
I
sure.
bet you could do. Well, it does keep saying that it's language learning though, so it might not do complex calculations, but I know it will code for you. You can literally say, "Write me code to do this." Oh, Beast Boy, what's the meaning of life? That's a good one to wrap
All right,
up on.
this
Let's see
is
what it
our
says.
last one. So let's see what it gives us. The meaning of life is deeply personal and subjective matter that can vary greatly from person to person. There you go.
Isn't it crazy that it's not just saying like it could have just said this last paragraph here, but it's like writing like a fucking preamble, multiple like paragraphs.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it
Does
almost
that
feels
not
like it's
scare
thinking
you
for
guys?
sure.
Like, y'all intrigued, and I'm like tripping out, bro.
I mean, there are
Isn't that
plenty
creepy?
of there's plenty of stuff in this world that could scare me. At the end of the day, like if it happens, it happens, bro.
there is a really good episode of, I know that Joe Rogan is a controversial figure, but he recently had a scientist on by the name of Lex Friedman, where they dive into, Lex Friedman is a former Russian citizen. He's now an American citizen, but he's an extremely smart guy. and he specializes in a lot of AI stuff, and they have a really interesting and philosophical conversation about it. If you're interested in that, I would encourage you to go check that episode out.
I have to give the reference. So Suki said to Beast Boy 42, the answer to what is the meaning of life. That is a reference from the movie A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right?
That's
I think
the answer to the universe.
it's the answer to the universe. Okay, yeah, but
Yeah.
I do remember that. Yeah, cool. All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap up the show. Well, this was Nick. I appreciate that. I think this was a great thing to end on. I think it's going to give all our fans out there some food for thought, as you know they close their eyes and wind down for the rest of the day. So don't
Might be
forget
your
to hit
last
that
time, yeah.
follow button on Twitch if you haven't done so already. Again, our show airs every Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Also subscribe to us on Twitter and YouTube. Handle is at Spoiler Alert for you. That's at Spoiler Alert, the number 4 and the letter U. If we spoiled something for you today, sorry, not sorry, because we are just talking about the things that we love. And spoiler alert, we do love all of you too. And we will see you next week.
There you go.
Peace out.